4 seasons were critical to keep David steady in the 5th season. And David, for the most part, was steady, but he did have a couple big sins, a couple real big ones. His biggest sins were when he was the most prominent and the maturest, because he had the most attack and he was the most vulnerable. And so we look at the Lord and we say, we're in the Bethlehem season, or the Gibeah, or the Adullam, and we say, Lord, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And the Lord would say, no, I'm making you like David. If I take my time and we get it right, in that final season, you will be steady when the fullness of the temptation, the fullness of the responsibility, the fullness of the demonic attack, and the fullness of glory all come at the same time. You will be steady because you will have a root system. And David was steady, but I'm just saying for 33 years, he did well. But his biggest sins were in that period. And I'm not thinking about the couple sins he did. I'm thinking about how many more he would have done if he didn't have those 4 seasons before Jerusalem. So I talked to the Lord. I go, Lord, I don't know what my Jerusalem looks like. None of us know what our Jerusalem really looks like, the fullness of our earthly assignment. But I know this. I say, Lord, whatever season I'm in, I want to connect with you deep. If I'm in the forgotten, hidden Bethlehem years where nobody knows me, I want to connect with you. If I'm in the Gibeah years where I get a little bit of popularity, I want to stay close to you. If I'm in the Adullam years where I'm being mistreated, I want to connect with you. If I'm in the Hebron years where I get part of what you promised, no bitterness, no manipulation, I want to stay close to you. Now, if I'm in the Jerusalem years where my full earthly assignment is completely released and my full responsibility, I want to have a root system to be true to you. Well, you can read this whole book, 1st and 2nd Samuel, you get the whole storyline. Amen. Let's stand. Now, I know that was a long story. But if I get some of you to buy into this book, and I know I'm going to, I'm telling you, read it once a month for a few months. Or if you say, well, I can't quite do that, read it 3-4 times this next 12 months. Again, every time I took a long trip for years, I just read the whole thing through. I just by standard, just did it. And I would take Saturdays sometimes and just take the whole day, when I didn't have to preach on the Sunday, read the whole book of life of David the whole day Saturday. I mean, I would go to bed like, oh, kind of like, whoa, you know, it's a long day. You're a little bit fried, but your spirit's happy. I'm going, I don't get it all. I read so much, but I feel good. Well, I want to talk to folks and minister to folks that are in the Bethlehem years. The Bethlehem years, you are forgotten. Nobody's looking at you. You're rejected by your family. You're rejected by your friends. Or not even rejected. You're just ignored. Nobody knows you exist. And you're being tempted maybe with bitterness or just rejection. And the Lord's saying, I know you exist. If you would get preoccupied with me, we could go somewhere you can never go without that preoccupation. And if there's anyone in the room, whether you're 50 or 15, and you're saying, I'm in that season where it just seems like nothing is happening, but I know the Lord is calling me to connect with Him in a deeper way. And it's not like I'm necessarily rejected. Maybe I am rejected, maybe not, but nothing seems to be happening. I know I'm in the Bethlehem years. That's not just for teenagers. We could be in the Bethlehem season several times in our life. But you want to make a new resolve tonight to connect to the Lord. When men are just completely ignoring you, but you want to go deep in these years. I want to invite you to come up and stand on these lines up here. I tell you, these are your David years. God's raising up Davids right now. These years are critical that you understand what's going on. He has a Jerusalem planned for you years down the road. Continue with the music just like this. We're just going to wait on the Lord for a few minutes. I want you to talk to the Lord right now. I mean, again, whether you're just being ignored, bypassed, or just blatantly, some of you, you're really rejected. It's real. But you're saying, I'm going for you, God. Your eyes are on me. Now just talk to Him for a second. Nobody can make this decision for you. Say, Lord, I'm doing this. I'm going all the way. I'm doing this. When I was 17 and 18 years old, I'm in my 50s now. I studied the life of David in those early years. I don't know what, in 1920, in those years. I'm not trying to make myself an example, but I made some real serious commitments at the heart level what I was going to do with God. I'm talking about, and I was going to read the Bible. I was going to be with it. The Bible was so boring to me, and prayer was so boring. I couldn't stand prayer in the Bible. I liked Jesus, but I didn't like the Bible or prayer. I hated fasting, but I loved God. And I made commitments back then. And the part that blows my mind is God took my commitments seriously. I took them serious too. Beloved, take them serious. I didn't have any ministry no ministry to speak of. I said, I'm doing this with you, God. I'm doing this with you. My teen years, I'm so glad that somebody helped me. Some guy helped me with this. You know, my leaders told me to do this, and I did it. It's like I'm telling you. I want you to make I don't mean like a vow, but just in your heart say, Lord, I want to read the life of David a bunch of times in the next year. Just talk to him. Say, I like to read it once a month if possible. If not, I'm going to take some weekends and do this. The whole weekend. I'm going to learn this book. Beloved, it will change your life. This story is so dramatic. Lord, release your glory. Lord, release your spirit on this room right now. Lord, release your glory right now. We're talking about a root system right now in God. Beloved, this root system doesn't happen in a summer. It happens over a decade. Stay steady, just day by day, month by month, year by year. Now, Lord, mark the heart of these young Davids, male and female. Jesus, you're welcome to join the prayer team. Now release your glory, Lord. I'm going to connect. I'm going to connect with you to deep